For many separated couples, family celebrations can feel like a nightmare loaded with drama and unresolved tensions. But that wasn't the case for Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky. On Saturday, September 6th, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills parents came together to celebrate their daughter Alexia Umansky's marriage to Jake Zingerman. Previously released photos and videos showed Kyle and Mauricio putting on a united front at the lavish Los Angeles wedding, where they witnessed the ketubah ceremony before walking Alexia down the aisle. Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky reunite to celebrate Alexia's marriage. Fans got a closer look at Kyle and Mauricio's reunion in a September 16 Instagram carousel, shared by wedding photographer Heather Kinkade. Slide No. 9 showed the estranged husband and wife sitting side by side as Alexia and Jake exchanged their vows. Although there was no audio, the clip captured a lighthearted moment during the ceremony, as Kyle, Mauricio, and other guests were seen laughing. It was a heartwarming scene that underscored Kyle and Mauricio's friendship and shared commitment to their family. Kyle and Mauricio are also parents to daughters Sophia Umansky, Portia Umansky, and Farrah Brittany, Kyle's firstborn from a previous marriage. Kyle Richards reflects on her and Mauricio Umansky's co-parenting relationship. The ex-couple confirmed their marital split in the summer of 2023 after 27 years of marriage. Although their separation has led to some intense and sad moments, Kyle and Mauricio have maintained a strong and supportive co-parenting dynamic. Over the past 2 years, fans have seen the exes reunite for holidays, family celebrations, and the occasional night on the town. "I'm really proud of how we are navigating through this separation," Kyle said during her July 21 Amazon live stream. "We're great friends and we love our daughters and we built a beautiful family, and it's nice to know that even though we're separated, we can keep it that way." Kyle Richards says she and Mauricio Umansky set a good example for their daughter. Several months before Alexia's wedding, Kyle sat down for an interview with B&B and was asked if she had given any marriage advice to her daughter. "You know what? She's grown up with her mom and dad, seeing our marriage," Kyle said. "Obviously, we're going through what we're going through now, but Alexia always saw a positive image of what that is. And now I think she's seeing a positive image of what being separated can look like. I think we're doing the best we can, and I think our kids feel that." Kyle and Mauricio have yet to file for divorce. See what Kyle's big sister Kathy Hilton had to say about the ex-couple's potential reconciliation. The wedding that united more than just two souls. Los Angeles has always been a city of spectacle, but the Umansky-Zingerman wedding wasn't about paparazzi flashes or Bravo cameras. It was about love, messy, imperfect, enduring love. The celebration took place under a canopy of white roses and string lights, a setting that felt both intimate and extravagant, reflecting Alexia's effortless elegance. Before the vows were spoken, a sacred tradition unfolded. The signing of the ketubah, a Jewish marriage contract steeped in history and symbolism. Kyle and Mauricio stood proudly, their eyes glistening as they watched Alexia and Jake put pen to parchment, sealing not only their bond, but also the intertwining of two families. And then came a moment that would forever be etched in the collective memory of the Richards-Umansky clan, Kyle and Mauricio walking Alexia down the aisle together. Arm in arm, they carried not just their daughter, but the invisible weight of their shared history. 27 years of marriage, laughter, tears, 4 children, countless holidays, and a separation that tested every fiber of their resilience. For those watching, it wasn't just a father giving away his daughter or a mother beaming with pride. It was a symbol of unity, proof that even fractured love can still be whole when it matters most. A snapshot that spoke 1,000 words. 10 days later, fans got an even closer look. On September 16, wedding photographer Heather Kinkade shared an Instagram carousel that captured the magic of the day. Among the dozens of dreamy images, slide No. 9 stood out. Kyle and Mauricio, seated side by side during the ceremony, caught in a candid moment of laughter as Alexia and Jake exchanged vows. There was no audio, but the photo didn't need it. Their smiles spoke volumes, lighthearted, unforced, genuine. In that instant, they weren't estranged spouses navigating the choppy waters of separation. They were simply Kyle and Mauricio, parents, friends, allies, and love's grand experiment. For fans who had followed their journey, from the dazzling highs of their marriage to the heartbreaking announcement of their split in 2023, the image felt almost cinematic. A chapter of bittersweet reality turned into a scene of real, raw humanity. Beyond the cameras, Kyle and Mauricio's silent pact. The Bravo universe thrives on drama, but what unfolded between Kyle and Mauricio was something softer, quieter, and far more inspiring. Their split after nearly 3 decades had been painful. Kyle once admitted on her Amazon live stream that the process was intense and sad, yet she couldn't help but feel pride in how they were navigating it. "We're great friends," she said, her voice steady but tender. "We love our daughters. We built a beautiful family. And even though we're separated, it's nice to know we can keep it that way." This wasn't just lip service. Over the past 2 years, they had shown the world what separation could look like when handled with grace. Christmas mornings were still shared. Birthday dinners still had both parents present. Even the occasional night out together left fans speculating about a possible reconciliation. But whether or not love rekindled, one thing remained constant: their commitment to being a united front for their daughters, Farah, Alexia, Sophia, and Portia. Kyle's reflection, a new kind of example. When asked months earlier if she had offered Alexia any marriage advice, Kyle's answer had been unexpectedly profound. "You know what? She's grown up with her mom and dad, seeing our marriage," Kyle said during an interview. "Obviously, we're going through what we're going through now, but Alexia always saw a positive image of what that is. And now, I think she's seeing a positive image of what being separated can look like." That sentiment echoed at the wedding. While Alexia and Jake were beginning their story, Kyle and Mauricio were redefining theirs. They were showing their children, and by extension, millions of viewers, that love doesn't have to die with divorce. Sometimes it transforms. Sometimes it evolves into friendship, respect, and something that doesn't quite fit into society's neat boxes. The whisper of reconciliation. Of course, whispers lingered. Could Kyle and Mauricio reconcile? After all, divorce papers had yet to be filed. Kyle's sister, Kathy Hilton, had once teased that you never really know with those two, hinting at the possibility of unfinished business. And the truth is, watching them at Alexia's wedding, it wasn't hard to imagine. The way Mauricio leaned in to make Kyle laugh during the vows, the way Kyle instinctively adjusted his tie before photos. These were not the gestures of strangers bound only by parenting duties. They were the remnants of a love story that still flickered, however faintly, beneath the ashes. But perhaps that's the beauty of it. Reconciliation doesn't always have to mean remarriage. Sometimes it means reclaiming the best parts of what once was and carrying them forward into a new kind of partnership. A family that endures. As the evening wore on, champagne glasses clinked, music soared, and the dance floor lit up with joy. Kyle kicked off her heels to twirl with Portia. Mauricio gave a heartfelt toast that had even the most stoic guests dabbing their eyes. And when Alexia and Jake shared their first dance, Kyle and Mauricio stood arm in arm, their faces glowing with pride. For a family that had lived so much of its life in the public eye, this was a private victory, one no headline could fully capture. It wasn't about scandal, speculation, or storyline. It was about endurance, about showing that even in the messiest chapters of life, beauty can still be found. Epilogue: Love Redefined. When the last sparkler fizzled out and the newlyweds slipped away into their honeymoon night, Kyle and Mauricio lingered for a moment. They stood side by side, gazing at the empty dance floor where hours earlier their daughter had stepped into her future. "Can you believe we did this?" Kyle whispered. Mauricio smiled, his eyes soft. "We always knew we would." And that was the quiet truth. For all the heartbreak and distance, for all the unanswered questions about their future, one thing remained unshakable: their family. Love may not always follow the path we imagine. Sometimes it bends, breaks, and reshapes itself into something unexpected. But as Kyle and Mauricio proved that night, love, when rooted in family, never truly ends. It simply finds new ways to shine. As Kyle and Mauricio left the venue that night, the air felt lighter. The world outside might still speculate, dissect, and spin their every move into a storyline. But inside their circle, there was peace. Alexia had stepped into her new life with Jake, and in doing so, she had also given her parents a reminder that endings can be gentle and beginnings can come in many forms. The drive home was quiet, but it wasn't an uncomfortable silence. Kyle glanced out the window, replaying flashes of the day: the laughter during the vows, the shimmer in Mauricio's eyes during his speech, the way their family had looked whole, if only for a night.